Hello, hello, hello again, guys. Welcome. Another edition of Knightcast. We have survived the opening week of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. We are in a new week now. We have survived the opening weekend hype, the chaos and everything. And I did see some of the scenes of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I tried very hard not to sit down and watch it. I tried. But I did like what I see, though. I did like what I see. I'm like, "Okay, this is actually pretty good." And wow, right on cue. Sailor Out Loud George. Hello, hello. Joker, what do you wanna open up with?
Oh. Well, well, thankfully, we're going to start off with a little bit more reversing a little bit. We're going to start off with a bunch of indies because I found a few indies to back up and support. So so instead of seeing them somewhere middle in the stream, I figured out let's start off with some positives with the indies because remember, support the indie scene, support the indie creators, support them. Even if you can't support them financially, retweet their posts, spread the good word. So there's that. So how tempted were you to sit for the Mario movie? Just be like, okay, just 2 minutes. Nobody will notice. I'm gone for 2 minutes. I think it's at 400 million right now, close to 500 million. So the second week is going to do really strong numbers for Mario. So we'll see out there once this thing just loads for once in its life. I can't wait to upgrade this computer because I know it's not the Wi-Fi problem. It just likes to be iffy and touchy for me from time to time. So we'll get there. All right. Like I said, I backed up this guy's comic book previously, which you can watch last week's channel. And he does say that here's a sneak peek of the upcoming Sky Maiden studio title, Cinderella Fairy God Killer, launching on Kickstarter later in mid-July. Story and art by Nick Campion. So it's way over here. So Blade of Justice over here. So this is one of them I got. I mean,
Ooh, this is cool.
he's got a few of them. He's got that, and then he's also got like I said, Cinderella, where he's contributed a variant art cover as well, supplying colors for all this. So we'll start off with Blade of Justice because this is what I have open right now. Ladies, Justice is the executor of the goddess of gods, and now she's bringing must bring balance to France. So a little bit of Joan of Arc inspiration, and it still has 28 days left to go. You can find a Kickstarter with only 29 backers. So please, if you could spread the word or back this project up, this would mean the world to them. So we want to give ourselves a big shout out to John Torkis over here. John Torkis, creator, writer, pencil inkler on Colors of Blade of Justice. So back in 2012, John had a meeting with the comic book legend Joe Kubert. Uh, did I say that right? Joe Kubert? Hopefully, I'm saying that correctly. Or Joe K. That inspired the pursuit of career in comics and jumpstarted a drive to share stories of the world directly from high school. Crocus enrolled in dream school that had paved this path in life after completing his studies at the Joe Kubert School of Cartoon and Graphic Art in 2022. Began his career in comics. Currently leading the Saturday Stretch program instructor for the high school summer campus at the same school. Hey, congratulations. So wonderful, wonderful. So what's the campaign all about? Blade of Justice. Oh, Justice, 48-page comic book containing 36 action-packed page and plot. Follow Lady Justice swiftly wielding her blade against medieval justice. Also includes bonus pages featuring cover gallery, concept art, and more for the team. Is a mythic is a mythology fantasy comic book series in a historical fiction setting. If you're fans of comics like Wonder Woman, Red Sonja, ooh, the big two ladies. Ooh, I know we have some Red Sonja fans and Wonder Woman fans.
Oh,
Ooh, the big two. And video game series like Assassin's Creed, The Desmond Saga, and God of War, then you've come to the right place. Book is done when it is done. So I'm all excited for this. So honestly, when you go from that, like just talking to creators and be like, hey, I want to do this now. Go through the programs, go through everything, and now you're also a teacher and writing and coloring all this stuff. I say you're living the best life possible. So, John, you give us the big shout out. We're going to give it to you, my friend. Again, this is backed on Kickstarter, so look up Blade of Justice Book 1, The Joust. So pick it up when it is fully funded, but help fund the project because they need all your support for this project.
oh man, this
Yeah.
looks
Oh,
nice,
hold on.
and it's a
I hate when it freaks out. I
historical.
hate when it freaks out. Yep. There it is. There's the Joan of Arc reference. There's medieval historical fantasy. So nice. I love that stuff.
I like it. I like it when people take a chance because this is how you do historical stuff. This is how you do it correctly. You reference it, and it's like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. Um, and it matches the theme of the comic because that's what you are trying. That's what the sell point is, and I like how it looks.
Very good. So remind that also being inspired by Wonder Woman, Red Sonja. Again, those are the selling points. Selling the pen, the two big ladies in comic books, especially for swords. Ooh, love it. And Assassin's Creed, the Desmond Saga. Yeah, I can see Ezio, Altair, Connor get up here and just go, and then dive into a bay of hair, a wheelbarrow full of hay. So that is the reference. Like this is it right here. This is what they would be doing. Wait, isn't that one of the like the illustrations? Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't that one of the illustrations we saw years and years ago? I think that was like AC1 with Altair. Him doing that
I believe it was that one
because
because
I
I
can
do.
see him like yeah. That's Altair doing that.
Yep, yep.
I can't remember the exact city, but I'm like yeah, he did that in one of the promotional. So like so love what I see here. We'll keep an eye on this. So go back him up. It's on Kickstarter, like we said. Only 908 so far. The hopefully 2,000. So come on, spread the word. Go ahead and back up the project. And like I said, the guy that I backed up beforehand, that which book that I got, fully funded, only costing about $23. Very good. I'm very excited. That also has the help of our good friend Vaughn as well, which we will get to in a little bit as well. So here's that other story that's going to come later in for a campaign on July 10th. So here it is, like I promised, Cinderella Fairy God Killer, a new bloody take on the classic grim fairy tale. Cinderella armors up as she's on a mission to destroy her ex-fairy god. Okay. And now I'm gonna put a Leonardo DiCaprio. You had my curiosity. You have my attention. Because killing her ex fairy godmother, I'm like, what is the story of this?
Oh, oh. Hey, California Ford.
I mean, it's right there as a
Cinder.
fairy god killer. So shout out to Nick Campin, which already backed up one of his books. So this might be another one, but this will come later. So I am going to get that to notify me because I'm like, I'm excited. So
Oh,
again,
oh,
this
and
doesn't launch
actually,
till later in July, so keep an eye out for it.
oh, that's a perfect way to make it work because the Grim Fairy Tale, that has entered public domain not long ago. It's not the Disney version. It's not the Disney version Cinderella. It's the actual Grimm fairy tales. So yes,
And I think that's what a
I
lot of people tend to forget, actually. The
$2
Grimm
super
stuff is in
chat.
public domain. I think most of them are getting closer and closer. So,
Thank you, California,
depending on the
for a
version
two
you're looking
dollars
for.
super
So,
chat. Welcome to the stream.
thank you, California. I always appreciate you guys stopping by and everything. So, thanks for $2 super
Oh,
chat. So,
this has my attention, Joker. This really has my attention. I would
these are
love to
going any
hear.
different directions. So, I wonder what his spin on the classic Grim Tale will be like. Because
Wait a minute.
kind
Did the fairy godmother exist in the Grim Tale or no? Because I want to make sure. Oh, ex fairy godmother. Okay. Because with public domain, it's so difficult to really
in
clamp
the
down
Brother
the.
Grimm version of Cinderella, there is no fairy godmother. Instead, magic comes from a hazel tree Cinderella plants on her mother's grave, whether by her tears. So there's no fairy godmother, but this is the tale on the Grimm version of the classic tale to destroy the ex fairy godmother. So part of the Grimm tale, but this is adding his twist of the fairy godmother. So interesting, very interesting. So we'll keep an eye on this, folks. I don't think you want to miss this one. So again, we're spreading the good word. Doesn't launch until later. So again, keep an eye out for that. But don't worry, our good friend Vaughn is going to be at Steel City Con this weekend in Petersburg. So be on the lookout for Vaughn, Phenomenon creator and writer and editor, and does so much more with the indie scene with indie creators. He is an individual you do want to meet. And speaking about why I'm giving Vaughn a good shout out, Phenomenon issue 4 Fusion is live now on Kickstarter. Help make it happen. And within the first day alone, hopefully I still have it over here, he was able to get over 100 backers, and now he's up to 132 backers alone. So congratulations to Vaughn. This is the end of not the end, but this will give you at least up to issues 1 through 4 of the superhero comic book that he's been creating so far. What's the story so far? There's a wonderful issue that he's able to get up to 4 issues for his studio known as Rebel Oasis Studio. Here it is right here. Take it away, Enemy Knight.
All right. Phenomenova is coming of age superhero adventure that follows a brand new generation of superheroes 20 years after World War III. In an age of deconstruction and cynicalism, I think that's how you.
Cynicism.
Thank you. You can tell I have a bit of dyslexic with some words. Where were we? Phenomenova is an optimistic reconstruction and reconstitution of the superhero genre with a new flavor. Our story begins with Miles Hinckley. No, not Miles Morales. Get the fuck out of here. The idyllic son of a war veteran.
Vaughn.
The
In all good
idyllic
faith. In all good faith.
the idyllic son of a war veteran who gains electricity powers and lightning speed after getting struck by lightning while holding a mysterious crystal. Wow, I know that reference. I know that reference. That is Electro because that's how Electro got his powers too. Except he was working on a telephone pole. But I like the reference. Inspired by superheroes that fought during the war, Miles becomes Galva Knight and attempts to stop a heist at a nuclear reactor with disastrous repercussions. Galva Knight's failure is followed by Phenomenova, a young team of superheroes who also failed to stop the heist. Now, after days of intense training with the Phoenix Senshi, a World War III veteran superhero. Hi, Screecher. Sorry, had to. Galva Knight and Phenomenova must put aside their differences and redeem themselves by fighting side by side against a greater threat. is Galvanite worthy of joining Phenomenova? Is Phenomenova even still worthy of being called superheroes? Find out in this issue.
What a wonderful summary so far. What a wonderful summary.
I love the references too. I love the callbacks because that Electro one I instantly got because it's like, oh, I know
I was
exactly who
thinking
got their
somebody else,
powers.
but I'm like, no, that's the other guy that has the staff. I was like, no, that is Electro a little bit. So I'm like, that is Electro.
Because in his story, the origin story, he got hit by lightning while working on the telephone pole. He was an electrician at the time, so he was working. He was up there on the cables and everything, and that's how he got his powers. But I love that reference, though. I love the reference.
And there are some wonderful praises for Phenomena by some amazing, talented people, which I will never be at their level. But if they're praising it, you just got to say, you know what? I might as well check it out. Take a look at all those awesome names and their wonderful credibility. No, this isn't what the usual stuff you see with the industry plants, if you like to call them that, but actual praise where they go, wow, this is pretty good, actually. I can't wait to see what you do next. And when you get those praises, I think you take that to heart with the criticism and go like, wow, I found something that works. So, Vaughn, our good friend, congratulations. So, again, and like we said, you can find all these on Kickstarter right now. Again, we still have days, we still have plenty of time for this to go, but I thought we spread the word right now and help out a good fellow content creator. So, congratulations to all of our wonderful indies. Good luck. So, there are some stuff that's now we all know we want Stellar Blade 2 right away. Hold on, we're getting it. We're getting there, my friends, but not quite yet. They won't show it off quite yet until everything is ready. So the usual suspect of it's ready when it's ready. And that's how it should be for everything. I don't care who you are. AAA, indie, show it off when it's ready. If it's not ready, just keep on working on it. No need to rush. Though, then again, like I keep saying with a lot of stuff, it only is even shown off to appease the shareholders and to kind of gain that attraction. Be like, hey, I'm working on this game. Like, why do you think we haven't seen anything from Blade from Marvel by Arcane Studios? Because we go, oh, it's Dishonored people, Arcane Studios, nice. What are they working on? Blade. I might as well go apply there. I haven't seen a lick since then, since that announcement years ago. Or again, you could be like the Elder Scrolls 6, where even Todd's like, yeah, we shouldn't have shown it off. No, I think he said that I'm getting tired of being asked about Elder Scrolls 6. Then why did you show it off? Yes, but at the same time, they at least had the Fallout 4 stuff. They had Elder Scrolls 6, and there was also Starfield, which. No, thank you for Starfield.
No, thank you.
But this is why you don't announce stuff, because people are going to keep asking, what's Elder Scrolls 6? What Elder Scrolls? Like, we know Stellar Blade's been announced, at least 2. At least it's been. But we'll get there when we get there. And that's how it should be. But a lot of companies don't get that. At least the higher ups don't get it.
And that's why Mouse PI for Hire is releasing next week. That is a game that's been long in advance, but now we finally have a release date and it's coming next week. So, and Stellar Blade did the same thing. They announced their game and stuck with it. They stuck with
It
the
went right
release.
outside for a while, but every so often when we did see it with the trailers, we're like, it's shaping up to look pretty good. And I still remember what Eve used to look like. The model was still cute. I'm like, pretty, but I'm like, yeah. But when you saw, again, like, this design right here came much later than the previous design. I'm like, the previous design looked great. But when you saw I was like, whoa, she got an upgrade. I'm like, hey, that's what all that
This
time
is
and development
definite.
for.
Actually, that is motion capture. I could definitely see the realism. That is definite motion capture. CGI can't do it. It can't. Could put somebody through a CGI screen and put somebody in mocap, you will see a massive difference. The only reason why the Avengers and such stick out the most is because they're done correctly. And I make the case with oh,
But because you can actually see what she looked like previously in when she revealed in
oh,
2019, like
okay.
she still looked great here. Actually, I'm like, damn, she looks really good. But then you see, like again in 2024, we're like, whoa, like she got an upgrade. Like
I personally I like both versions. I
I did
like both.
too. And you can see this
I'm okay
version
with that.
in the second dungeon you go through to fight the Nativa. So in that whole train terminal. So like you can still see it. It's like, whoa, there it is, the original design. And I like both of them, like really good. And I'm hoping they still reuse this one later, like for an E flashback, because there is stuff hinted in the last game where it's like, hey, why don't you like the water or anything, or what was your life beforehand? Even the director came out, he's like, I'll tell you how old Eve is exactly. So I'm like, so she's not as young as we're saying she is. My guess, she's probably over 100 years old. So, hey, for someone's looking 100 years old, that's pretty good. I'm like, if not a little bit older. I mean, she's part of the 7th Squadron for the airdrop, so it's like, And Lily Artemis was part of number 2 or 5, one of the two. So, but hey, that just shows you when the time is right, reveal it, and when things work out for you, you're gonna get good stuff. So again, hopefully, maybe summer or maybe next year we'll get some news. But they also did state that it's being worked on much faster than the original, so I'm sure we'll see it sooner than later. And speaking about seeing stuff sooner or later, I do have to admit this. Jafar Jackson as his uncle. I gotta
Oh,
admit,
this looked good. I was impressed. I'm like, wow, they actually he captures. At first, I thought it was a body double. I'm like, man, am I on crack? But
I
this
think
looks good.
he does look really good. I think what's helping is that Michael's been documented perfectly over the years. So it's like, okay, we know what he wears. The state is helping out. Family photos are great reference material to use, and even just how he's talking and speaking. In an interview, he said this was a challenge to learn, but at that same time, when you hear in the movie trailer, it's like, Q, can you dim the lights, please? It's like, I'm like, is that Michael? Is that Michael? I'm like, and they did show off. We can't legally show it because it is the Billie Jean footage, so we're not going to show that. We're going to avoid the copyright. But from what I've
Yep.
seen and people put up the side by side, it's they got it dangerously close. Danger close. I was like, that is almost one for one. Besides from getting the audience reaction, I'm like the way he was moving, singing, I'm like, all right, there it is, and
Did they?
he
Did he
does the
do the
spin.
move?
He does the spin. He does the moonwalk. You see the crowd go up.
Wow.
They caught the angles. I'm like, dude. I know you could also say, well, the hit Michael was on television, so they couldn't do all the extra cuts, which is perfectly fine. But the fact they were even getting close enough to the TV style was like, obviously not aesthetics wise, because this is digital, but just for how they're recreating the scene itself. I was like, all right, that's impressive. I'm a little concerned because it is the Bohemian Rhapsody editor. I know he won an Oscar for that, but maybe there's some better cuts here and there. But it's Michael. You can't screw this up.
Oh, I bet you he probably had. the difference between Bohemian Rhapsody and this is they weren't too involved. They weren't. You could tell there was like little involvement from the actual guys. Here, though, it's the entire estate, the family, heavily involved. So the editor really has a whole bunch of people around him saying,
Well, there's
"Okay,
that, but
keep
also
this."
let's say the entire production crew. It's that like, okay, this is Michael Jackson. You cannot. There probably will be some liberties here and there, but they can kind of Hollywoodify just a little bit. But with a lot of these biopics, you're gonna see the usual suspect, starting from nowhere, rise to fame, the golden years, the fall off, the recovery. That's kind of what Bohemian Rhapsody did, and well, at the time we liked it, but when you look back at it, it's like, I know this is mainly focused on Freddie, but what about the other members that they had for Queen, especially the bass player? They always kept rotating because some of them kind of left. Like, okay, I had my time. I'm gonna get out of
But
here.
that's why, and that's why I love Austin Butler's Elvis movie. I loved it for a reason because Austin Butler played Elvis to a T. He got the mannerisms down. He got the voice down. I heard he had trouble trying to get rid of the voice. I heard he had trouble getting rid of
And
that.
also kind of damages vocals as well. So I'm like, yeah.
And of course Tom Hanks being being the jackass and everything of the being the
But they still
jackass
got a
character.
majority of the stuff down correctly. There are other stuffs they didn't do correctly. Like, for starters, he did not blow off an entire Christmas set. No,
No,
no, no, no.
that was faked. No, that's inaccurate. What I think what really happened was eh, I think it was a
They did
fire.
allow him to perform on that stage, like you see him do in the movie, and he did do a Christmas song, which is "I have a Hallelujah Christmas." So he did play that with the guitar. He didn't blow it off or anything. So, but they
Yeah,
were
he
accurate about that. He did have an acting career. He was good, but because the general didn't have visa correctly, they decided to keep it here and produce stuff fast and cheap, leading to a decline in his acting credibility. Because it's like, and yes, it is true, Elvis had a chance to be in A Star Is Born, but nope, pass it off, and someone else got famous. That is true.
yep.
Was Elvis
And
inspired by the blues and everybody else? Yes, that was his lifestyle. That's what he was surrounded by. Did he have a lightning? Elvis did say Flash was his favorite character. No. I mean Shazam was his favorite DC character at the time, but he really didn't quite have it. So it's like truth is there, but they kind of fictionalize a little bit. But they got more stuff right than I think wrong for the most
and
part.
and and the fact that Austin Butler got robbed of that award, I'm not happy.
Objection. He got the Golden Globe. Brandon
Oh, he got
Fraser deserved it more.
so he did get the Golden Globe,
He did get the Golden Globe.
and then Frazier got the Oscar, right?
Yep.
Okay, I can live with that. If it was Austin Butler against some other people, nah, I'd be pissed. Be like, no, 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 no. But if it's Brendan Fraser and I love the man to pieces, that was deserved. So I can live with that. But thank goodness Austin got the Golden Globe. So
He got
yes,
the
all is right with the world.
Australian Academy Award, so for cinema television, so you got that.
Now, now comes the part with Michael because looking at this, the amount of effort going into this is astounding. I'm like, wow, the nephew is doing his uncle. This is one of those times when I wish Michael was still here with us. Knowing Michael, he would be so damn proud of his nephew doing this. Yeah, and yes, I know Michael's right there and everything, but this is a biopic about Michael, the man, the myth, the legend. And who better than the nephew? I can't think of anybody else, Joker. I
I'm
really
glad
can't.
they kept it in the family. I think that's what I'm very proud of the most, that they kept it in the family, and it's like go for it. I'm like, go for it. See if you can do it. If not, but whew, that's the scary thing. Because if you're like the actual family member and betraying your actual relative, it's got to be the biggest. Because I think
Actually,
the
here
only one that I at least know about is is James Gandolfini's son, Michael Gandolfini, playing the younger version of his father for for the Sopranos movie. Was it the New York? I'm like,
yeah,
that could not have been easy. The role that your father made famous, Tommy, decades ago, the best anti-hero out there in the history of writing and television history, and now you have a chance to play a younger version of him before we got to know him as the man in The Sopranos. For the many saints of New York, I'm like, that could not have been easy to do.
oh, I
But,
agree.
but the clips I have seen, because I'm afraid to watch that movie because I'm trying to get through all of Sopranos and then watch it. I'm like, he's got the mannerism in a few spots. He's got the whole, he's about to turn into Tom in a couple spots here and there. And he did get that aggressive side that Tommy was known for later. So I'm like, damn, he's got it. And I do wonder if James was still with us. I would still ask him the $1 million question: what is up with that ending of the series finale? I think I know what the series finale is about actually, but I want to know what his interpretation of the finale is, or if he even told
Um,
anybody like, "What's your interpretation of that series finale?" Because it is a great finale, but everybody's like, "But that's it, it's over." I'm like, no, 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 no. I could
hey,
be here
Phil.
talking about the finale, but you got to remember the entire show we got up to at this point. What is Tommy's favorite scene in The Godfather? And most importantly, you got to think about, we're on the last lingering shot of Tommy, and you do have to say to yourself, who is Tommy the individual now? That's all I'm gonna say. So we'll be here all freaking day. And speaking about here being almost all freaking
Also,
day,
real quick, I don't even see Jafar Jackson here. I see Michael. That's how good this is.
yes. And we do have an update. Season 3 of One Piece live action, the Battle of Alabasta, releasing the year 2027. They were being filmed, back to back actually. So they're about to wrap up, and there it is, the Battle of Alabasta. So this is the final arc in the Alabasta saga, focusing on Alabasta, and this is a whole. And oh my god, I'm excited to see Ace. I'm excited for
Mhm.
Luffy to fight Crocodile. I'm excited for Robin to Miss All Sunday to get her name finally be revealed to everybody. Her name is Nico Robin. I'm excited for the Straw Hats and the rest of the Bowery crew to fight. It's going to be a good fight. Also, I need to see Luffy question Vivi. Because you got to remember, Vivi was having self doubts. It is Luffy who kind of wins her over in that. And you got to remember, despite the harsh words he has for Vivi, well, Nami was like, "Don't you say that." But it was the truth that he had to say to get through her. Also, we need another line for the manga to be in there. It's the finale of that battle that he has with Crocodile, and they're in the catacombs and everything. You see the whole sun god and everything. This is him kind of like, accepting that, yeah, and I know what the sea is about. I know what it is. And of course, I need Robin to tell Luffy, "Leave me behind. I want to die." And he tells her that, "No, shut up. You need to live and everything." It's like, then why don't you come be with my crew then? And I want their finale, their final shot to be is Nico Robin in Nami's clothes and everything. And it's like, wait, are those my clothes? Yeah, they fit me and everything. Then what are you doing here? Well, he invited me to be part of your crew, and I want to join. The manga is one thing. The anime is another where he's like, oh, I did say that? Well, okay. In the manga version, they're all like, huh? But I love the anime better. He's like, oh, wait, I said that? Okay. So I want that to be their finale. And then, yes, we need to have the ship drop for Skypiea. Because Skypiea is too important to not do. Because that's where you get more of the lore dump of Joy Boy, the poneglyphs, and everything. So that's important to do still. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if they delay that till at least 2030, 2031 at least. Because when you do like 3 seasons in a row and doing 2 and 3 back to back, you're allowed to rest for a while and be like, all right, let's go. So I'm excited for that. We got a new update after because it's going on maintenance right now. We got a new Nikkei that's coming to Gods of Victory Nikkei and a new storyline. Exhausted from working too much, the commander collapses on a park bench. He falls into deep sleep thanks to someone gentle consideration, but soon wakes up from the sound of a crying child. He walks towards the sound to find himself face to face with a light clothed Nikkei he has never seen before. And apparently, there's like more for this because they do tell you exactly who this Nikkei is. It is another one of those hush hush. We're technically speaking a part of the arc, but you don't know us about us because we're not meant to be known. Her name is Snow Crane, so this would be a Defender class SR or probably SSR either way. So I think that will be like an SSR because they have the actual pictures and everything that goes along with them. Oh, that's for the because it's voting time. You get to vote for your favorite Nickies and the favorite character polls. Whoever wins, they typically receive different outfits, different events. So vote wisely, vote carefully. Here's a side story for those who are caught up with Nikki at the moment. You will finally see Anise's past because in the last chapter, a few of them back ago, Anise got her full upgrade. She accepted her past, but what is that past? Well, we'll finally get to see it here. So, and how she became part of the counters and where she ended up before becoming to the counters. So, that's great. And also, one of them is what a lot of people were speculating a little bit over the years is kind of like New Hope. So there's a lot more to the Nikki lore that I'm going to go past quickly because it is a lot to kind of take in. But just so you know that not all Nikkis were bad originally. A lot of them want to be treated the same like everybody else until something happened in the past. So that's all I'm going to say. So kind of a weird time to be a Nikki fan, but there's going to be more. Also, speaking about One Piece, we got a little teaser for the upcoming Studio Wit remake of the beloved classic. This one is kind of like your DBZ Kai in a way, where yes, it's going to be a little bit more faithful, less filler, and more to the manga. So, especially with the art styles. So I'm like, okay. So this is still coming in the future to Netflix. So keep an eye on in the future. They still do look good though, and yep, that's exactly like the manga. That's how his first appearance is actually. So it still looks pretty good. I think Shanks looks better here than beforehand. So I like this a little better than the Toei design. So we'll see how things go. All right, but if you want to know when some video game movies are coming out, here they are. You get the Mortal Kombat 2 movie next month, followed by the Resident Evil movie in September 18th, the Street Fighter movie in October 16th, and the Angry Birds movie, because they're finally at the third one, well, at the end of December. So,
Wow.
I'm still excited
Personally,
for a lot of these.
I'm excited for the first three. The Angry Birds one, I haven't been keeping up with, but I'm glad. But I'm excited. But I'm happy for it, so I will leave it at that. But definitely Mortal Kombat 2 because that's actually coming up real quick. Holy shit! And then September
18th for
18th for
Resident
Resident
Evil.
Evil. I
Yeah,
have
that would
yet
be
to
the
see,
Jack
I have
Cougar
yet to
movie
see the trailer. I have yet to see the
because we have
trailer.
no trailer yet. We
Oh,
do
so
know
we're good.
that it's
So we're
like
good.
it is basically being based off the games, so being based off within the games universe. I know there's a lot of conflicted things right now because they're saying right now that despite being called Resident Evil, being based off the games, I think there's articles and reports saying that it's kind of going the vein of Evil Dead 2 and is described as Horror Fury Road. Not a bad idea. I mean, that's practically what Resident Evil 6 is, Fury Road on steroids and everything. But here's the thing: I need to see a trailer. I need to see costumes. I need to see sets. I need to see a freaking trailer because I
And
get
believe
it,
me,
chat. I get it. Why is it so hard to just put on some cosplayers, put a few zombie makeups on, and get in the damn Spencer mansion? How hard is to do that? Oh wait, I can hear it typing right now. But you got that into.
but
You're
but
not talking
but but
about.
but,
You
but, but you
got
got
that
that
in
in
Welcome to
too.
Raccoon City. Well, yes, but
But we
not
didn't
all.
get Pyramid. But we didn't get Pyramid Head in the Silent Hill movie, the first one. We didn't get him in the first one.
Technically speaking, he's kind of in there, sort of ish.
Well, even if he was, but we need like a full visualization, not just blah 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 blah. Blah.
I get it. I mean, how hard
But
is it to do a Resident Evil movie in the Spencer Mansion? Set it entirely in the Spencer Mansion and kind of have it be like Clue, where even though some theaters will see the Jill sandwich walkthrough, some of them will see the Chris walkthrough. I mean, how hard is to do it that way? I mean, how hard is to combine both of them really, or do them like I
you know
just
what's
said, do the
hilarious?
Clue style?
We actually never seen Spencer or them in the entire Resident Evil games.
I
I
mean, how
can't
hard is to
I,
do it? I mean,
I can't
how
remember
hard
if
is to do it?
we
Show us the zombie sharks, the dogs, the tiger tank. I know it's the spider, the plant. I mean, how hard is it to do it? I don't think it's that hard. The closest one that gets closest to games is, ironically, the first Paul W.S. Anderson movie, and then it just becomes fan fiction after that words. But Welcome to Raccoon City, well, not really. They did two games in one go, both Spencer Mansion and Resident Evil 2, both pre Resident Evil 2, because you get to see the zombie outbreak, and then during the events of 2, although it's done very poorly. And so, wait a second, you're telling me that both Jill Sandwich over there, Chris, Leon, oh no, I'm not even gonna call him Leon. Discount Leon Spanish guy and Claire all happen to walk out of the tunnel going out of Raccoon City at the same time with the girl from Resident Evil 2 that in Jill's campaign, Sherry. So we all walk out at the same time. I call bullshit. And somehow Wesker doesn't get his iconic glasses on until the end credits of the movie. and we see Ada Wong. How does Ada know Wesker in this timeline of events? Someone tell me why.
Yeah.
Also, funny enough, Ada Wong's actress in that movie is the Ada in Resident Evil 4 remake.
Ooh. Oh, I bet she aged gracefully. I I I bet.
The acting is still a little choppy for me, at least in the whole Welcome to Raccoon City movie. So that Ada Wong you see in that movie is the actual voice actress for remake Ada in RE4 at least. And she also plays the role for Nikki. I think the Nikki performance is her best performance, in my opinion. But I digress. So I need to see something at least. Obviously, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. I'm freaking excited, man. Street Fighter, I think I'm a little more nervous because, despite how awesome they look, I need to see another. I need to see another trailer sooner than later. So, but these are the release dates, folks. Hopefully, you're excited as we are to see a few more of these stuff. Oh, so your prayers has finally been answered, my friends. Here it is. Thank you all for the critical vote for Steel Ball Run JoJo. The series is currently in production and will be available for everyone to enjoy, where it's planned to split curve release across the entire runs of episode. The next curve, second stage, will begin streaming in fall 2026 with one new episode release each week. This release schedule is part of our original plan and reflects the wishes of the production committee. Their passions and enthusiasm means a great deal to everyone involved in the preparation. Can we get an applause because they finally answered you? JoJo's Fridays will be back. Get an applause right now. Woo, woo. So in general, your bowling worked. But hold on. That was a lot of big words I just said. So this user actually did it. Well, actually, they broke it down bit by bit. So here's what this means. In the green, we noticed the amount of memes that we liked it. Episodes are yellow, or the yellowish yellow mustard. There we go. Whew. Episodes are being made at normal rates. Worldwide releases continue. In the pink, there will be gaps between the batches. Entire run equals plan for all the episodes. Batch 2 begins during Japanese definition of fall, October through December. Weekly waits between episodes, 1 week per episode. This was the plan they agreed upon. This is the highlight in the gold. This was the plan they agreed upon. Production committee equals NHK, etc. Decide this. Not David Productions, not Netflix. So there it goes. It wasn't David Productions. It wasn't Netflix. It was the other groups of people. And don't forget, you want these episodes to still look good. I mean, do you guys remember what ugh, hold on. Trying to catch my breath here for a minute. Diamonds Unbreakable used to look like in the original run? It was a little rough. A lot of it looked good still, but it was a little rough. Or how kind of the later half of Golden Wind used to look like. I mean, a little rough too. Even something like the best of JoJo, which again, my girl Jolene, she had a lot of good episodes. Some stuff still looked a little rough, but I'm like, no, they're still doing good. So yes, it's calm down. So, relax. It worked, and definitely, I think I would agree saying that. Then why couldn't they release the first episode maybe a little later down the line and be like, hey? But I think that was to test out the waters. Be like, how do you guys like it so far? And that was a lot of positive reception. And I just wish that maybe they did this sooner than later. But it worked. It worked in the end. So no more worrying about everything. So I think this is the plan to go forward. And hopefully we'll get them all sooner. So, woo. So, I know that's a mouthful, but, So I am hoping that things go forward and things do look a little bit better than just worrying about that. Are we going to get it? Not going to get it? So there's all that. I'm excited either way. So hopefully things will be better in the future. Speaking about coming better in the future, it looks like Chris Hemsworth has closed the deal to come back for Extraction 3, along with action designer and action stuntman director Sam Hargrave will also return to direct. And I do like the Extraction movies on Netflix. Nice medium-sized budget films. They are very much the classic of like masculine action-packed movies, bloody, little bit of gory here and there. There's some good gunfights in here with some nice hand-to-hand stuff and some really nice, very nice long one takes that they do for both of these movies. One is set second. The second movie has a prison set sequence, and another one is like a car chase. So they do a really good job of it, and they stitch these things together so nicely. You go like, where's the cut? And it's really cool. Also, it's kind of cool how close they're getting because you can see the film, the first movie, and the director kind of stripped down and his cameraman, they stripped down the camera so they could fit it on the car with him. But for how close they're getting, the director has to lift up his legs so his foot aren't crushed by the car, actually. It's like, oh, sketchy. But also, if you're the stuntman driver, you're still thinking, don't hit our director, don't hit him, don't hit him. And it's like, yeah, you good, boss? Got it. Work. Beautiful. Let's go to the next sequence. So wonderful. Awesome. Now, while we're still getting the rest of the Avatar movies, Disney's reporting discussing how to make the upcoming movie sequels cheaper and shorter so an investment becomes less risky to them. Your thoughts so far?
Oh, man.
Not what you think it is. I think I'll start it off. They still are going to make them, but maybe we don't need to keep spending $300 million per movie.
Oh, ooh, ow, ow, ow.
So your thought?
300 million?
Well, an
Man.
estimate. You got to remember how
Well,
much did at least both Way of Water cost and Fire and Ash because they were filmed like back to back. So that's at least 200 to at least 300 million for a budget at least. And not to mention they were creating the technology to film underwater too for Way of Water. So think about that as well.
oh boy, where do I begin with this one? They choose hang on, hang on. This bears. Hang on, let me find it real quick. There we go. There we go. This right here is why I put that up there. By the third movie, they're now thinking this Joker. By the third movie, we're now having this discussion. Instead of the second one, we're having this discussion now. Disney morons. Aside from that, I have a feeling James Cameron, right? It's the one who's. I'm trying to keep
Yes.
up with my. I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep up with my directors here. I'm trying to
Also
keep up.
check the private. I quickly
Oh,
Google the
whoa, whoa, whoa,
budgets a
whoa,
little
whoa,
bit.
whoa. Okay, Avatar. That is a lot of fucking cheddar right there. That's a lot of cheddar cheese right there. Holy shit. Um, it's money that needs to go to something that would be beneficial, and the other war segments were really cool and everything. I did like that. And I thought, okay, that is money well spent. I'm okay with that because there has to be intention with the money, Joker. There has to be intention with the where this money is going. You already had the act. I mean, aside from the actors, the stunt doubles, the producer, aside from all of that, everything aside, it's like the technology, the the camera angles, everything. You're gonna need a budget of a good amount to work with here. And cheaper and shorter. Exactly how short are we talking here? Like, are we just talking like 1 to 2 hours, maybe like an hour and a half? Because here's the thing. I feel like with Avatar, you could do a 2-hour movie. It's a lot shorter, but on top of that, you want to make sure everything gets across in terms of pacing. Um, the fact we're doing more Avatar sequels, because didn't didn't Fire and Ash make their budget back? Because I'm trying to
It
remember.
is
I
the lowest of the movies,
Oh,
around, but the lowest as in $1 billion shorter than the other two. So think about that a little bit. So I think it's either around 1.4, 1.5 billion. So it's still a billion nonetheless. So, and James Cameron has stated that if Avatar 2 and 3 weren't successful enough, he would not do 4, 5, and 6. I know. But it still made money, and 2 made a lot of money too, as literally $2 billion. So technology did pay off, and the waiting worked. And this is also after the lockdowns when people were coming back to the theaters. Again, look how well Top Gun Maverick did, and a few others did coming back into theaters. I know Tenet suffered the most because this is why no one left WB, having both being in theaters and digital wasn't his cup of tea, and I agree with Nolan. Also, I remember some guys saying that the Dune director was also mad, but like, yeah, because Denny Villeneuve worked hard on that movie with his crew. I wouldn't want the biggest movie possible in my career to be available both digital and cinemas, but Dune did a little bit better actually. They actually made money off Dune versus Tenet, which did lose some money, but at least Denny's like, all right, I can't complain no more, so I can still continue to work. And that's why no one left because he wanted the cinema experience to be preserved. But and again, this is coming back after the lockdowns, and I think with at least with Tenet, we were sitting at least 2 seats away from each other because I remember going to the movie that movie first with before I took my friends because I'm like, let me try the theater experience first, and then we can go from there. And yeah, it was a little awkward, but it's like we still enjoyed the movie. But then I was like, and then it slowly became we can all finally sit in the full role again. So, but I think, in my opinion, back to this, I think what Disney's trying to say is, okay, we have the technologies available now. Can we still get it within at least, let's say, 100 million, 150 million, and not spend another 300 million again, or at least kind of like the kind of again like kind of the Cheddar Ice said, like Way of Water's budget was roughly 350 million to 460 million, and apparently Fire and Ash, even if you do share the budgets, it's still a lot of cheddar to be spent. It's like, whoo. So I think Disney is looking to be like, can we still make this budget affordable, and can we maybe not have a big long runtime? So the big long runtime for them is, can we get at least a tighter screenplay and still make the film watchable and not lose the important plot beats? Which I think the safe to say is that's the better option to go for because I
mhm.
don't need these films to be at 2 tower lengths. Oh God, no, not anymore. I think now they can focus more on individual character storylines and do a much better job of explaining the world than just having big, huge monologues between some of the big action sequences. That's my takeaways, anyways.
I
Whew.
do, I do agree. I do agree.
But we'll keep an eye on this and let you all know later about when things are going to come. Oh, so we got another game. This is the one that we did cover, I think, a while back ago. Morbid Metal is now available on early access today on the Steam page on Steam. And yes, you don't need Ubisoft. Yes, that's right. Ubisoft is publishing this game, and hey, like I said, they can be a good publisher, and they got to steal with this one. You like Ninja Gaiden, Bayonetta, roguelites, Devil May Cry, check out the footage right now as you are seeing it.
Ooh.
Look at that footage. It's pretty cool, my friends. I've been keeping my eyes on this, and I still need to upgrade this PC. Then I can play some of the better games on my PC. But I also do hope it comes to console eventually because you cannot have this in early access. Just keep it on PC. It needs to come to console in the future. So look at that action. Look at that beauty. So good.
Ooh, that
Nine
was
years, in,
clean.
9 years in development has finally paid off. In early access on Steam, available now. So check it out. The game is called Morbid Metal, and that's a cool title. So, Exit 8, that South Korean video game we talked about, it's finally coming to theaters in 2 more days. So, the film follows a man trapped in an endless series. Oh, hold on. There we go. An endless interior subway passage as he sets out to find exit 8. Now, I've seen some of the gameplay for this actually on both Facebook and YouTube. And I guess the idea is this: you're trying to get to this exit again, to get out of the subway. But if you see an anomaly, you need to go back. Do not make eye contact with people. Find your anomalies. Hopefully, you can get out alive. So there's kind of like rules for this. So I'm excited to see this. Hell, for one, some people are agreeing that this is probably some of the better stuff we're getting. So it's another video game-ish getting an adaptation. So I'm excited. So I love good psychological horror and horror art house that is done right. So I'm excited. I like this. Hopefully we get in my theater. Hopefully. All right. All right. I know Phoenix is going to be mad at this one, as I am right now. Please play the father
Oh,
clip. Please play the father clip.
father clip ain't coming.
You bad. Now you've made me very, very, very.
Forget it.
So, Amazon is telling us right now the heads of TV requested that the Mass Effect series should be rewritten to appeal to gamers. Play the SpongeBob clip.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Take it away on why they failed to learn.
You need a little bit of incentive. Okay, I help you with that. What's the matter? You miss that?
That's what I feel like doing to these people. Just smack. Like, no. No. Anyway. Let's see. Non-gamers. So gamers are the problem. Oh, well, for fucking give me for being a gamer, Amazon. This is coming from one person. New head of TV is coming in and saying, we gotta appeal to non-gamers. Moron, Mass Effect is from a video game series. That's
Written
like
by
saying
a sci-fi
that's like
writer.
saying that's like
Written
saying
by a
Tomb
sci-fi writer. At least the
Mhm.
first game was, I think.
and that's like saying, "Oh, let's make a Tomb Raider movie, but not for non-gamers." You can't do that. It has to have the gamer setting because we understand what is going on and who is who. We need our Colonel Shepard. And of course forgive me for not remembering the blue alien chick's name, but we need her too. Hot, fuckable, sex with a sexy voice. In that order. But I digress. To make this this is like saying, "Oh, let's make Fallout to appeal to non-gamers."
I mean, well, technically speaking, it is still working with the non-gamer crowd because the first season did a really good job incorporating a lot of the video game elements. I believe it's the second season that Nick and a few others, they're really questioning the are we really sure that this is what they wanted to do with the show? Because they're saying it's canon, but then not canon. But also a lot of things are messed up. Like one big thing: why is the Legion still around? Even if he killed Caesar himself and was replaced, they were not going to last much longer.
Oh, I agree. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why everything is so ass backward. The ass backwardness still will not go away because to make a Mass Effect series, you have to keep it to gamers. You have to. Otherwise, non-gamers aren't going to understand it. As Joker has stated, the Fallout one is an exception because they still
At least season one.
at least season one balanced it correctly. Like, oh, okay, I can see this as a person who isn't a gamer. Meanwhile, I would have my cousin or somebody next to me who has played the game to fill in the blanks for me. That is entirely fine. That I have no problem with at all.
But
But the
this is Mass
problem
Effect, where you want to be sci-fi, both heavy dump. You want to learn of who are the Reapers, who is Commander Shepard, who are your crew and allies you're gathering around. Why are things being talked both in the political sense, a political and do we really want to start a war with this guy because he is on the big high council? That is why a lot of plot twist. That's why a lot of them didn't want to do it because are you sure this is the guy you're talking about? Because he has a very high position, and it's like you're accusing somebody that did the crime that we, the player, knew, but the council was like, are you sure? That's why it works so very well. But also at the same time, here's the thing: the still being good Bioware at the time with the good writer, no matter what you pick for your male or female Commander Shepard, the dialogue can go from like, well, what about Shepard? And then like Keith David would come in and be like, she grew up in the colonies. You know what it's like out there. You saw an entire squadron get killed right in front of them. It's got to be at PTSD repercussions. And then another thing, or one of your dialogues, if you pick a lot of weird and good ones, might be like, well, there's Shepard, orphan, life on the streets, doesn't know where his family's from. The fact that your dialogue options that you pick, or like the stuff you want to build your background for Shepard, the fact that they recorded multiple different recordings of how they see you at first, you can get a, well, there's, what about Shepard, to a, well, there's, just the way there's that pause with the two Shepards is masterful writing and wonderful voice direction and acting. It's like, here's a guy we trust to, here's a, really? Shepard? This guy? Or this girl? And it's done so well, and it's like, all right, I'll make the call. And not to mention how you said you had PTSD from losing an entire squad, or your colony was attacked, to like, hey, your family had navies. Like your family members might have been all Navy, so that's why they trust you a lot to do it. So that is the reason why it's so good. And correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Henry Cavill still attached to this?
I think so.
So, in my opinion, because I know he's still doing Warhammer and stuff for Amazon, but I think he's an executive over there, so that's why he's like, you're not changing anything, so I'm the boss.
Oh, if Henry Cavill's still a part of this
If
thing,
he's still, I think he's still a part of Warhammer.
and he's also a part of this too. And it's like he would go to that head of TV, be like, "No, we're doing this correct."
Okay, there's no official lead, so there's no lead yet. So I know they're planning him because he had. I think one thing that Star Wars girl, she pointed out that Henry had a screenplay at one point because I think he was either dating or got to new one somebody on the show. But the reason why we say this is a bad idea is look what happened to Halo.
Yeah, this is a perfect
This
example.
article pissed me off. Play the Capcom clip of "Shut the fuck up."
Shut the fuck up with that.
Actually,
and I wish it was Microsoft in that one.
That scene is actually from the Adam Sandler movie Uncut Gems. I just spliced.
Oh, no wonder why it was that. I was wondering, like, dude, is that familiar? It is from Uncut. Great movie, by the way. Uncut Gems, amazing. Adam should have been nominated for an Oscar at least. He got the Golden Globe in the Indies, but I'll take the Indie because he won the Indie.
There's a reason why I put the Capcom symbol there is because the painting behind the girls is a naked girl bending over in the fridge.
Oh, is that supposed to be the naked lady reference where they?
Yeah, it's that one. But
because it's pre-patched, it wasn't there. Patch later, it's there. I'm like, what the hell?
No, I did that. That's why.
No, I'm talking about the whole lady censorship thing. Because pre-patch, there was no flare. Patch, now there's a flare. In an M-rated video game. Like, someone make this make sense to me?
Yeah. And now, but anyway,
because what they stated is a partial truth, is that why they didn't do it is that here it is right here. Here's the actual quote. We didn't look at the games. We didn't talk about the games. We talk about the characters and world, so I never felt limited to being a game. Well, that can't actually work out to you because Halo has books. So I'm wondering that, hey, did somebody read the books? No, they go further to explain. We didn't play the games. We didn't read the books. There are books out there you could adapt, read, and be like, hey, let's do it because so-and-so. Because there's a lot of great material you could adapt. Hell, you want to know why there's no more Rookie after Halo 3 ODST? He got shot in the head. Him and a few of his comrades from Orbital ODST that were captured and everything, and one of these people who captured them just shot the Rookie. That's why there's no more Rookie. You go like, what? He was shot. I know, unceremoniously, but dude did not go out on a good note. It's like, damn, poor kid. Also, I'll never forget all the Bungie stuff they did for all the trailers. Again, you want to know why we're called, for the Noble Squad 6? The original 6 is the guy running at the end, jetpack, going up to the Covenant ship and throwing it. That's the original 6 who died, or KIA in action, before they switched them to MIA. That is powerful storytelling. Kat saw their previous leader die in action, and that's why she's in charge now. Think about that. And yet they couldn't do that. They had to give me this bullshit statement. So going back to Mass Effect, again, I don't have faith if they're trying to say this here and now, but I want this statement to be retracted and have somebody start playing the damn game. It's cheap to buy. Original 360 hardware or PS3 hardware or the Mass Effect Legacy Collection. Please, do these characters right. Otherwise, I'm just in for another Andromeda. And we don't want another Andromeda scenario. No, I played Andromeda. That game was not very good. Writing, bad. Characters, unlikable.
I tried with them and dropped it up because
I only tried
wanted
maybe 2 hours max, and I was like, I'm done.
I wanted to give it a fair chance. I wanted to give it a fair chance before I dismissed it. For the life of me, there is a game in there. There is, but with better writing and everything, it would have been fine for what it was. But to have that on your,
You know what's sad to me? Because even after that first plan, I was like, oh my god, get me out of this dialogue, get me out of this gameplay, give me something that feels like Mass Effect. And it was just like, go here, do that, or that Corrigan's like, oh come on, you're being too hard. Like, first you tell me not to follow the rules, and be like, you better go over. Like, oh, I just couldn't, because it was just too hand-holdy for me. It felt like the tutorials would never end, and that's why I said, nope, done, up, done. Old Mass Effect, they would have made me learn from my mistakes. So no, I just got no faith. Oh, and by the way, you want to see more disasters of Harry Potter? There's no colors. What happened to the house colors?
I was talking to Tugs. I was talking to Tugs about this. I made the comment. I'm like, see, there's my comment right there. And I made the point. How do you screw up something so simple? Because the house colors were there in the first movie, and then you still see it. The house colors are still there. The reason why you don't see it in the later movies is because it's a more darker tone, which is completely fine. Because the first 4 movies, you still had the house colors. In 5 through 7, you lose the charm of that. And but it's for a good reason. Because we're now in the, oh my god, Voldemort is back. That's when the shift changes. So in essence, I understand the why. Here, though, Joker, it makes 0 sense. This is their first year. The first year is bright, colorful, really out there, and wonder.
And charming is wonderful.
That's how the first year should be. It's like starting your first day at elementary school. Bright, colorful, welcoming. Hi, I'm the teacher. Hi, I'm your classmate. It's like the fundamentals of this is ridiculous. Because this looks like generic school.
Generic school, generic fantasy school. I know there's a joke that if you go on Twitter or Google, these are like, you see the fantasy, and these are like from 4 different fantasies, and you can't tell that which one's the fantasy show.
I don't even see I don't even see Malfoy. I can't see
probably
Malfoy.
In the later shot, but at the same time, I like. Maybe they'll fix it in post.
I hope to God they do, because Joker, this is the equivalent.
Like for example, I'll blow this up. Like, okay, so who's in which house? Tell me who's in which house in this shot. Somebody find a Gryffindor. I'll give you 2 seconds.
Someone
Can
find me
Slytherin?
Hufflepuff.
I don't see a Hufflepuff.
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw. Like who's who? Like, I want to see, you can see an emblem here, but probably that's just the school emblems. But you can't really tell who's who.
Oh God!
That's why the colors are important. You could distinguish somebody. Even Hogwarts Legacy got this right.
Yes, Hogwarts Legacy got it
And I
perfect.
couldn't care. I could care less if I were with like wearing a stupid tropey stuff or everything. At least they knew I was in Slytherin, or you could use the transmog stuff to equip that goofy high armor power gear and still wear the student's robe. Be like, yeah, I'm a badass. Fuck. Although it
Yeah,
is funny for me because I was Slytherin my first run, and I was wearing goofy stuff where it's like, oh, by the way, this house won, and the camera points to you. It's like, I'm not in my school uniform, and I'm just wearing random stuff. It's like,
but that's the thing though. It's so silly that a Hogwarts game.
all the Harry Potter games got the
Well,
emblems on
yes,
them, all of them.
they got it.
But the
They got
latest
it
entry
better
got
than
it right.
90. They got it better than this. Where did we where did we fall off, Joker? Where did we fall off along the way? Where, I ask you, because this is just generic fantasy school that you could
And if someone said this is in the book,
if you took the word Harry Potter away from this,
I would just
this would
call this Wizarding Force something.
e- e-
Bony.
exactly because look, you don't even know. I can't even see who is who in the damn houses, and Tugs is right. Tugs is right, and
Not have the students wearing the house color such a bland and boring choice. This world needs whimsy and color again.
that's
And the
100%
issue with
true.
this shot, this could be from anywhere,
That's
any
the
genre.
problem. Watch, they could have probably taken this from like probably from the
This,
I know Disney World has the Harry Potter adventure and all that. I know they have that. They could take it
sure.
from this and just slap the
You
HBO
mean
Max.
Universal?
Oh, Universal. They could have just went to Universal, grabbed this photo, put it to here, and slap the HBO Max and call it a day.
Hey, Raquel, good to see you.
Hey, Raquel. But
Um, Again, comes out on Christmas. There's a lot of weird choices, and the fact there's already a behind the scenes stuff for everything about the show, including Snape's new actor and everything, all the new cast. I'm like, this is weirdly timed for how much negative feedback they're getting. It's like, do a documentary, damage control. Even when I was watching ET, they still try to push the narrative of he was getting, show me proof he was getting death threats.
show us proof.
Please show me proof.
I can because I take things because Joker, you and
Because
I
as a
take
Spanish
things.
person, I'm going to say this right now. I am tired of getting handy downs. Do you have an ooh clip? I am tired of Spanish, blacks, everybody you name it, getting handy downs. It's
What clip?
pathetic. Like an ooh, like I just called out Hollywood. Do better. I'm tired of getting handy downs.
Must I break it down for you? Yes, break it down. It would be criminal if you didn't.
Can you not write original characters no more? Can you not just say that this character was inspired by said character, or is a combination of a few that will still find an actor for this? We used to do this back in the day. We used to create characters that were original, that weren't part of the storyline, and yet they still fit. That's why a lot of people, like gaming or not, or even tabletop RPGs, there's a reason why you, the character, are put in place. That's why it's your customized character. Can't you just customize a character anymore? But instead, you got to backpedal and be like, well, they were always in the story. They were always this race. No, they weren't. It's lazy,
No,
pathetic. And it
it's fucking stupid.
devaluates us, saying that we're not good enough to have our own characters. I know they keep saying, but we want all these races to be representative. Hey, here's a fun fact. How about you adapt our stories then?
Oh,
How about you give us these big budget movies that you're spending 200, $300 million for crap and give us to us and be like, hey, we'll adapt it for you. There are plenty of stories in Africa that you guys could be adapting, adapt their folklore, or help them out. Be like, you want to get a folklore out the door? Here's some money. But you don't do that, and instead you got to do all this crap. It sounds like someone's lazy. Actions speak louder than words.
And Joker's not wrong, ladies and gentlemen. We lost originality. We lost the creative freedom to have fun. That's why Daredevil, that's why Superbad, that's why Kung Pao Enter the Fist, that's why the Django and so many other movies are fun to watch because they took chances and had fun with the story, and it was still good and
I was gonna say,
enjoyable.
but wasn't Wilson Fisk played by the African guy? Here's the thing: at that time, he could do it. He had the
He
height,
could.
he had the build, he had the outfit, and the way he came down that escalator, the way he was speaking, we said, "That's Fisk.
That is
That's Fisk."
this. And also, Vincent D'Onofrio's
Years
version.
later, it's like, damn, that's still a great Fisk. I had two great Fisk actors, and I've been, and I'm hoping he's the original actor saw Vince's performance and praised him. I hope he did. I hope he did.
And that's the thing. Me and Joker both, we love the Duncan Clark performance, and we like the Vincent performance. We like
You can
both
have the best of both worlds and still be accepted.
because it's their spin on it. It's their spin on the character. And the reason why we didn't bitch about race because that was non-existent. Non-existent.
But
It
now
was
every
not
day it
there.
has to be about race. I'm like, hey, like Morgan Freeman once said, racism stops once you stop talking about it. So stop talking about it. Also,
And
just remember to clarify for this for Harry Potter, his dad was an asshole to Snape, and didn't they almost hung him? Hello, you see
yeah.
the irony of this? So unless you make Harry's dad my race and be like, no, well, isn't this also racist to this guy? Hmm. You know what? I also remember a stupid one. It was for the NASCAR race, and weren't they in one of the southern countries? And that guy got the rope and everything. It was just always part of tradition, but instead he bitched about like, oh no, they're gonna hang me. I'm like, dude, that's part of tradition. You got the one with the rope. That's like, who cares? No one complained about
Yeah.
it back then, and now you're complaining about it. And they had to have all the drivers walk, and then someone's like, guys, this is just tradition we do. So he got it. It wasn't by chance. So it's like, oh, this world has gone insane.
And look, we have
Maybe
nothing.
maybe he's a good actor. Maybe the Snape's actor is a good actor. Maybe that's why he chose him.
And that's what
And
separates
that's why we want to keep
us.
looping back around and be like, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but for now, they're not really convincing anybody.
And plus, it's like, just show us the evidence of the death threats legitimately. Don't blur out the usernames. We want names. So that way it's like, okay,
Like
these
we
are
can track him down and be like, you're an asshole.
respectfully, they're an asshole.
Respectfully saying on YouTube.
And we just want evidence. Me and Joker and everybody
Isn't
else,
that hard?
we look at things from face value. You tell us one thing, it's like, where's your evidence? Please present me with something so I can see what you're going through. That's it. It's just that one simple request. It's not that difficult. Pull up a few if you have to. Pull up 2 to 3 at least.
Hey, Omega.
Omega, my goodness, my friend, it has been a
Other
very
than that,
long
we're going to
time.
move on from this because I think there's a great talking point. So we're going to move on from this. And sadly, the team behind the first Berserker has,
Oh,
has reportedly been moved to other projects due to underwhelming sales. As the roadmap for the large-scale Kaizen projects entered its final stages, we decided to separate the personnel into those who will focus on completing the remaining stakes and resign to other projects. So Funny enough, this is based on what was this series called again? Dueling DNF Dueling Dungeons. I think that was called again. Hold on a second, because I know they had a fighting game.
I did too, Omega. I loved the demo. It was a breath of fresh air. An
I did have the
original
demo. I thought it was pretty good. I haven't played the full game. I heard it was very good things. Yeah, Dungeon and Fighting. There we go. This is based upon the Dungeon and Fighting game fighter series. Now, originally, this wasn't even meant to be a first-person action game. Actually, there was a scrap project that came along beforehand that was called Project BBQ, and it was actually meant to be a MMORPG. Actually, so we were supposed to get an MMORPG. You can look it up. Go on YouTube right now. Google DNF Dungeon Fighter Project Barbecue, and you kind of see what the MMO used to look like. Doesn't quite go all the way through, sadly, and they made it to more like a Souls-like or more of an action experience. So, and I like I said, I liked what I was seeing for the most part. I got to get used to the controls, but I liked what I was seeing. But it is sad to see its talented team build a really good action game, from what I've been told, and then kind of dissolve after that. So that's a bummer. In a recent March 31st capital markets briefing, comments from Nexian CEO, the first Berserker was a touchstone for product plans to bring the DF fighting series to whose lore and game browse to global audience, new forms. But sadly, they kind of go away. So it's like this is a bummer. This is a shame, and I got to deal with all these stupid ads. Here we go. High potential now. It seems the first Berserker wasn't cutting it at Nexion. The company said last year, despite good reviews, it had missed sale targets. Yet even then, it stressed the value of getting folks into Dungeon and Fighter indirectly. The game made its global debut on March 28th with strong ratings last year from both players and critics. Nexion said in an earnings call at the time, while Q1 revenue is below our outlook, the game achieves our objective as a strategic first step into a multi-year plan to introduce the IP to a global audience. And then kind of falls down like that. So it's a shame, because if it was more successful, I kind of want to see what more other characters they would have done and in different styles. So you win some, you lose some. They even try to get them into a fighting game series that was done by those badass over there at Arc System called DNF Duels. So there's a fighting game if you want to try it out, folks. So sad to see this team go, but damn, that's just another one for the industry. There you go. Damn. Like, why? Like, why does this keep happening to us? Now, I know you guys want some updates from the first Descent, because they also said that this by Nexion is getting an overhaul roadmap following Nexion no staying power assessment. Now, with that, some people will say, "But I thought the first Descent was doing good. Like, it should be doing well enough." Well, both yes and no. The all-time peak was 264,086, but then it slowly keeps dipping down over here. Granted, the issue overall with, in my opinion, because I play the first Descent a while on my PlayStation, simply comes down to this. There are some fun characters you can have that you can grind and build a proper build for. The issue is story content and the repetitiveness of the actual gameplay content. Because you can go through all that gameplay content and be like, well, is there anything else left to do? both yes and no. They had their seasons. They have listened to the community overall, but some people have said they've taken the wrong direction in a few areas. So some people say, but a certain individual might say, but sexism sells. I mean, sex sells. Yes, but you need some good gameplay content. You need to keep the players engaging with this content to play it. That is the big issue. So what does more of this article say? Because it actually goes down to just a little bit more. So there is going to be a roadmap, and they know they're not quite getting it up there. So in response to the stream of last week, lines to come. According to developers, roadmap title completing the game has been in progress since late last year to 3 phases, each targeting a different part of the experience. First phase, focusing on reworking core gameplay systems. Second, to aim to improve the main story and early progression to make the game more approachable for new players. The third phase was to build on those changes by adding new content. Following months of mixed reception, the game launched, drawing a large player base, like I said beforehand, before seeing they decline. So I think what they are going to do is a good strategy because the gameplay content gets really repetitive. If you
Oh,
thought
I
Reach was
agree.
repetitive, this was more repetitive, in my opinion. Because even trying to get leveled up to get to that story content, I just wasn't feeling it. I got through the first couple worlds fine, but I just wasn't feeling it. So hopefully they can recover, get it bounced back up, be like, hey, make this the game that it kind of should be. Because otherwise, we're going to get another, we told you so, the live service model isn't working.
Exactly.
So
That's
hopefully, we'll see. Oh, go ahead and finish.
we keep telling people the live service thing isn't sustainable if the intent and love is not there. The reason why Fortnite is still going, even though the decline is slowly happening, is because Fortnite gets it.
A
And that
little bit. But then don't forget, there was also that firing of over 1,000 employees at Epic Games.
and people are like, "Whoa, but what about Sonic Racing Crossroads? That's a live service." No, it's
Well,
not.
it's still single player game content first, then a multiplayer game.
And it's not live service because the DLC that's coming in was already planned from the get-go. Now, Nitro Fueled is a bit of a different story. The progression system is actually no. Scratch that. Nitro Fueled was pretty good. Crash Team Rumble was
Was
slapped
the
with
live
the live,
service one.
which should not have been the case because it was supposed to be the successor to Crash Bash. It was supposed to be the successor to Crash Bash. That's what it felt like. That's what I wanted in this day and age. I wanted a spiritual successor that took everything that made Crash Bash great and put it to here with brand new characters to play with. And I was for that. And that's why Crash Team Rumble is not live anymore. No matter what you do. I don't think I haven't seen anybody else play it in as of 2026. I haven't seen any gameplay lately. And it goes to show. It goes to show, ladies and gentlemen. And I wanted that game to succeed. I really wanted it to succeed. But the problem is when you put a live service thing, you're giving it
The
3 to
death
6
note right away. It's the death
you're giving it
sentence.
you're giving it 3 to 6 months. Give or take. And I'm being nice here. I am being nice about it. Not many last that long. This is why I also did play Crash on the Run, the mobile game. I had such a fantastic time with that one. I had a good time with it. It was actually a great idea. I wish they brought it to console and just kept it as is. It can work. But anyway, let's move on.
Anyway, move on. Oh, I was mad about this one. I thought
Oh
the
yeah,
AI
I
was
saw your
finally
message about
bursting,
this.
or at least getting those little holes in there, and it's slowly deflating. But apparently, Steven Sondheim says his upcoming documentary about the John Lennon and Yoko Ono will include documentary of these two wonderful musicians. Will include roughly 10 minutes of worth of generative AI. No, I'm not going to read anymore because I said it right here. Sorry, but he lost me when he said 10 minutes worth of generative AI. Sorry, no thank you. I'll stick with real artists. You sold your soul, Mr. Sobenheimer, and I used to look up to you. You sold your soul to AI, you bastard. A talented director resorting to AI. Hey, how about you hire real artists? You gonna hire Nick Phoenix and his crew? You gonna hire them? Any talented artists in Japan where Yoko lives? Anyone? Yoko, really? You have to resort to AI?
That's like if they came out and said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna use AI to generate Michael Jackson in the movie."
Oh
That
God,
would
no.
have crashed the entire hype train right there. That would have crashed the entire biopic. But luckily though, Joker, cooler heads prevailed. And we got an actual movie coming. Here
Mhm.
though, you,
Like why? Like I don't see the point of doing this at all. Like why? Like why would you do this? Like why? So until we figure out why, everyone is clowning him. I'm glad people are clowning on him.
it's like
Like you're a filmmaker. I thought you were about the art, not technology. Technology can help you with the art, but not like this man. Oh, speaking about not like this, can we call this what it actually is? Our cartoon, an adult animation. Because apparently I Show Speed is getting his own adult cartoon. Matt Owens, who will develop the series 1+2 of well, this version at least, is writing the series. It's not anime. Can we stop calling it anime?
uh
It's an adult animation. It's a cartoon. So this makes
I
no
I
sense.
sent I am smelling Joker. I'm smelling a cease and
Like now we're
desist right
calling
now.
comic books here manga. Don't you mean American manga? I mean, we do have an actual manga author here, actually,
Yeah,
Darky Dark, but his
yeah, we
feels
have.
more like a genuine manga compared to some of the others I only know the title to, but have yet to read it. Hell, even on Amazon one day, I was going through it, and there was an author actress trying to sell her American manga. I'm like, so we got to come up with a term over here for manga, like our versions of the manga. Hopefully, one day we'll find a name for that. But it just weirded me because I know Netflix does this too with some of their shows as well. Like, well, not really anime. Like Castlevania is not really anime. It's more of adult animation influenced by the anime. Avatar: The Last Airbender is not anime. It's more cartoon influenced by anime. Ruby's a big one, influenced by anime. Samurai Jack, you name it. But it does feel weird. They're calling it anime when it's not really anime. It's So Lovely is an anime, but it's based off of manhwa. Same thing with Tower of God, based off of manhwa. That's an anime. Tower of God, manhwa, based off Gotcha anime adaptation by Studio Mappa. So it is strange. A part of that is just marketing, because if you call it anime, people will watch it. That's my logic, anyways. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't be good, but until I see something, then no, thank you. Your thoughts?
I have nothing against I Show Speed because I know about his background and everything, where he came from, and I respect him. And he has my respect and everything. But here, though, this reeks of cease and desist in every legal boundary he is gonna go that this is gonna hit real hard. This is gonna hit real bad. Legally speaking here. Look, I'm not a lawyer here, but I know a cease and desist when I see one. I know for a fact this is not gonna go good. And because it's One Piece. I mean, Joker, let's be real here. It's
Written by the One Piece showrunner. So I don't know what exactly is there an anime to, but I'm like, what is this trying to be about? So I'm trying to.
However, like I mentioned, we're looking at this at face value.
To an anime
Hopefully,
style super works by Rain Round Big Short Pictures production startup. The series will be written like what is? I'm trying to find information about this actually. So God, so
but in reality, folks, it's an adult animation. That's what it is. That's what Futurama is. That's what The Critic is. That's what The Simpsons is. King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead, Tripping the Rift from Sci-Fi. Now that's a classic one right there. Eon Flux, not the movie, the original animated series. That's
so he's a little bit
it's not that difficult to call it for what it is.
an adult animation. So only like the Hollywood Reporter's got the better thing that I can kind of get at. So it's gonna be based upon his lifestyle, or is this because the only person I actually will give credit to is Giga actually, because he actually wrote an actual show. Actually, is it any good though? I don't know. I have yet to watch his show, but he spent time writing. Got the director of Code Geass on it, and a good animation studio. And I'm like, and it is an actual anime because he lives in Japan and everything, but done by actual studios and animators from Japan. So I'm like, I will give props where it is due, actually. So good for him. But this, we're going to put a big pin in this and say until we see something, we'll learn more and then give our full official feedback. Because right now, I'm like,
This is at face value right now. This is
at face value.
This is where we're practically sitting at right now, and that's okay to have. That's a-okay. We're not like the Quartering and the few others who are guessing. We're sitting here like, okay, we have the news here. This is what's going on. This is our face value opinion until we know more. That's it. That's
And
all
hopefully
we're
we'll do.
doing.
All right. He-Man and She-Ra Ultimate Collection coming in May 26th. So, and it's the Ultimate Collection. You'll get all of He-Man, Classic, and Classic She-Ra. So, wonderful, wonderful. Holy crap.
This is a huge win for physical media. Because me, Joker, so many others, we're fighting to keep the physical media alive. I mean, me and Joker, we do the watch parties and everything with the with what we're watching right now. But there was a reason behind it because I gave up on the DVD thing. I gave up on it because it was causing more problems than ever. But that's okay. That's compromise. I'm not getting rid of my DVDs. I'm happy. But this right here would be great to have for anybody growing up in that
I'm
era.
gonna buy this and I'm gonna show it to my little nephews.
It's
I'm gonna
like
show them classic He-Man.
exactly. And I encourage and don't let the price scare you. Don't let the price scare you. It's affordable. You can do it. It's not asking you $80 to $90. It's not. This is probably going to be ballpark estimate between 20 to 40. Ballpark estimate.
Probably maybe
At
50.
least.
50 in
At
my
least.
opinion.
Okay. Okay. $20 to $50. Ballpark estimate from me and Joker here. That's a rough estimate from the nightcast.
So I'm actually excited for this.
Mhm.
Strangely enough, when Netflix still had, because Netflix did have classic He-Man and classic She-Ra at one point, so I was trying to watch both of them, and then went away because I forgot to watch a few of them. It's like shit, didn't get far, but hey, this is a win for me right here to watch the classics. So wonderful, and show it to the new generation. So wonderful. All right, so our final news of the night. From Collider, X-Men, the Marvel X-Men reboot is already beginning built on something bigger. Director Jake Schreier confirmed that the studio is thinking about beyond a single film, exploring future storylines and unexplored comic arcs, all developing the first installments. And with the writers of Beef and the Bear on board, basically the people who wrote Thunderbolts, a movie that Phoenix and I do like enough at least, it's clear Marvel's aiming for something more ambitious than a simple reset. So, who would you like to see for a new blood for the X-Men? Please give me Psylocke, Magic. Let's see here. I'm trying to think who else.
Give me
Proper.
Domino. Give me Domino.
Domino's in the Deadpool movie, so I wouldn't mind seeing Domino for a X-Men lineup.
Give me that
For
X-Men. Give me that version of Domino right there. Give me that version, and I'm happy. Because she was perfect. Perfect. And also, give me we already got
Psylocke done correctly.
We already got Cable already. We already got Cable. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with how he was and everything. I'm happy with that. Give me a standalone of Nightcrawler. Give me a standalone. I would love to see that.
I would love to see more of the younger New Mutants actually get a proper introduction. Like we can do someone who's a little bit younger before they become their actual adult self.
Oh, Magma. I know she was in X-Men Legends, the first game. That would be that would be great to think about it. You take her and you put her to adaptation. It works. It works.
Give me a proper Emma Frost. I would love to see a proper Emma Frost.
Give me psychic blonde mommy Emma Frost all day, every day.
Give us the queen herself. You got to give us the queen.
I will sit in the goddamn theater with
please.
I will be sitting in the goddamn theater with a body pillow of Emma Frost right there.
Give me a few of the children that we don't see from Magneto, because I know he's got a few more kids. Not just Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Give me some of the other children that are at least known, or at least people from Gifted that could be reintroduced one way or another, like during the Fox era stuff. So
I would love to see the Watcher. Give us more on that, because I would love to know.
Because she had that one stupid cameo and then it went away, so they never did Julie properly. She got the right costume, but so give us a proper Julie this time around.
Oh, Jubilee! Oh my God, I can't believe how bad they
She
fucked
was in
that up.
Apocalypse, and then she was advertised, and then not really there. We need to move away from Wolverine, please. Please.
I love
I love
Wolverine.
Jackman to death.
I love Wolverine, but can we please
Move on.
focus on the other X-Men, please?
I know
Hell, give
people want
me
to say, but Cyclops didn't get his. I will give him
gi-
a couple films if he's willing to train them, and then kind of have him as a nice supporting character. Because I wouldn't mind having Cyclops back for a while if he's in a good supporting role. But we got to move on from a lot of the old school, like pretty practically almost all of the old Vanguard has to move on.
that's
I don't
why
think
that's why me and that's why me and Joker love X-Men Evolution so much, is because we got to meet. We're currently on season 2, and we already got introduced to New Mutants the correct way.
despite the mean cameos, they are done correctly for a few of them. And
Give
like we
us
got to see Boom
give
Boom,
us Wolfsbane. I would
a
put
proper
my ass in the
Wolfsbane.
seat. I would put my ass in the seat for a proper Wolfsbane
So
movie.
practically, I would like to see the New Mutants cast done properly. So yes, and if we had a few other people here, they would be like, ooh, who else do we get? Even some of the more
Hey,
obscure ones. Like, go
actually,
to
give me
space. I would love them to go to space at one point.
actually give me a standalone Iceman movie. Give me a
I don't
standalone.
think he can hold a film on his own. He would.
Well, I mean, you don't have to do the. You could just do it from like your idea of who he will become later on. Just do it in that formation, and we could call it good. Because at least we know what's going on. And oh, who's another one? There was one. There was one more. It's escaping me, and it's.
I know the X-Men lineup is huge with them. Just don't give me some of the newer guys because they're
Oh,
not.
you know who we haven't seen? We haven't seen Sleepwalker. We haven't seen. We
Who the
haven't
hell is
seen him.
Sleepwalker? That's the first time. Sleepwalker.
Oh, hold on. Let me.
Yeah,
Hang
why don't you
on.
find that quickly? Because me and Vaughn, no, me and Phoenix said, well, Phoenix said this. Watch, they'll get Simon Kimber to write Dark Phoenix movie again for a third time. Those who don't know, they've tried 2 times to get Dark Phoenix out that door. They did it twice, and they failed twice. And this is what I said. We will write Dark Phoenix with Vaughn. Like, it's not that hard to do Dark Phoenix. The
Right.
cartoon
Oh,
is.
speaking of which, the guy who created Dark Phoenix, he's gonna be at Fan Fusion in June.
You have to see him.
I'm
You
gonna
have to
make it.
bond
I'm
with
gonna
him.
make an attempt to go to con that. I'm gonna make an attempt to go to con because I want to meet the guy and ask him. I'm ready.
I'm almost afraid to just be like, have you seen any of the adaptations of Dark Phoenix?
Oh, I'll ask him. I'm gonna ask him. That's one of the questions I'm gonna ask him. Speaking of which, here is Sleepwalker. That's Sleepwalker right there.
Oh, okay. Looks different. But I'm like, oh, okay. Ooh. Discount Skeletor.
Well, yeah, I
Oh,
see
he's not
there
the one.
that and everything in between. Here he is with the Spider-Man and everything.
Oh, he's fighting
Hey,
Hobgoblin.
yes, give me this. Give me this.
Oh,
And I
oh,
am
he'll be a great setup. Because I know they're avoiding Green Goblin for now for Tom Holland Spider-Man because they did Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. This would be a cool way to introduce Hobgoblin and Spider-Man in one go. You set it up in the movie. Hobgoblin does some
Where
terror
is this
attack.
guy?
They're blaming
Where is
Spider-Man. The Daily Bugle reports it, but then like say Peter's camera catches a mutant in the action. The Daily Bugle reports mutant freaks causes catastrophe to so and so, or word in a way that James say that who are these mutants? And you give the title, who are these new mutants? And then Charles Xavier is looking at the paper. He's like, uh-oh.
Oh, actually, I'm looking at the comic page right now. The cover says, finally, Hobgoblin trying to kill someone, and it's not me. Wow, you will not see that on a comic book cover. You will not see that at all. Oh, my Lord.
Think about like who else are the mutants? Because I know that's a big family over there in the institution. Because some of them
Oh,
are
we
more well
we
known
need
than others.
Firestar. Firestar.
I forgot she was a mutant.
We need Firestar. Give me
We need, we,
Firestar.
we need my mommy red and yellow and red. So give me Firestar.
And now, and I know, Sydney Sweeney's perfect, but there's a few more candidates too, Joker. There's a few more that we can work with here.
I
There's a few
think
more
one
we.
can I have for Firestar would be, oh my gosh, it would be, oh my goodness, I just saw something recently.
Actually, you know what? The actress who played Domino in the Deadpool movie, that can work too. She has the right height and everything. It can work. It can. Oh, actually, give us Spider Woman while we're at it.
Technically speaking, she is a, well, okay, which Spider-Man we're talking about? Which one?
The Sydney Sweeney version that we have. Give me
Mm,
that one. The comic, the one where it was so accurate. She had the hair. She had the outfit. It was comic
that could
accurate.
work. It could be an introduction as well to other people. Technically speaking, Madam Web is a mutant, so she could be vaguely teased, be like, I thought you were like, well, I'm not a spider, but I'm a mutant spider. I'm technically speaking one of you, even though she's kind of like a D-list mutant, but she's in charge of all the webs of fate. So that is a better way to say that, like, hey, is he one of us? You know, see Spider-Man swinging everything. Charles can say no, but we're similar in one ways or another. Oh gosh, give us your suggestions. Who do you want to see for mutants, both old and new? But please, we gotta leave the old Vanguard. I know
Yes.
people. I'll give you one more ultimate. Give me a proper kitty cat.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Because
We
Ellen
almost had
Page
it.
did a good job with the first movie and Days of Future Past. So I'll give her credit for that.
We did. If she let's see, was it 2 or 3 where the creepy government guys broke into the Xavier house and kidnapped the mutants?
That would
Was
be
it 2?
two. X-Men 2. X-Men
Okay,
United.
so the person who played Kitty did a good job. Got the power. They got the power right. They got it right. Give me that one, and I'm fine.
I would
Keep
love to see Cerebo.
oh,
Like, give me
yes.
different villains that we don't see quite as often.
Arcade. Give me Arcade.
I'd love to see Avalanche.
Ooh, I would love to. Give us people that we don't see too often. Do not give me MODOK. Fuck that. I'm pissed off with how that happened. And the adult cartoon did not help. The adult cartoon did not fucking
I am
help.
my twin. I can still hear you.
Oh god.
Ignore that.
I'm trying to. It's like, give me a proper MODOK, please. The live action nearly killed it for me. Nearly.
Mr. Sinister. Give me Mr.
Yeah,
Sinister.
give me. Where is that guy? Where,
But
I ask
wasn't
you?
he teased in? Hold on a second, because wasn't that? Okay, hold on. The Ironheart Show. What was his name? because they can't do Mephisto because freaking Sacha Baron Cohen was in the Ironheart show, but then that's been canceled. So, but they could still do it.
Oh, they can't. Oh, they canceled Ironheart. Wow,
They did
that
cancel
didn't take.
Ironheart
That didn't take long. After seeing what that became, I'm like,
because I know I want them to do Mephisto, but he's more. He's more the demon from hell, so. But yeah, give me some villains we've never seen before. Give me some better arcs that yeah, you could adapt this properly because I'm not doing Dark Phoenix again. I think they need to just put that away and give it a proper miniseries to actually do
actually,
the
I
comic
know
book.
somebody who could rival Kingpin. I have a good counterpart.
Lady Death.
That one, well, that one too. And how about Hammerhead from the Spider-Man
Hammerhead.
game? From
I wouldn't
Spider-Man
mind
2.
Hammerhead.
I would like to see him be like, yo, Kingpin, I'm here to move on your territory. Fuck you. That would be a great dynamic right there because it can work. It can work. That would be a great way to bring him back. Because Kingpin is trying to figure out, okay, someone's moving into my territory. Who is it? I don't know, boss. They look like 1930s gangsters. We don't know who they are. And there you go.
Hammerhead, Tombstone. I would love to see some different villains, even some nice cameos of other people. Again, you can still always do the whole the Daily Bugle of Peter taking photos and everything, and you can also try to But though it will be strange because the MCU already has magic and Thor, Hulk, so many other people that the mutants are going to feel a little strange because how are they going to incorporate them into the storyline and everything without making it feel too awkward? Because they've
Right.
done several universal destructions, and it's like seeing a mutant won't be too shock and awe unless it's somebody that's really interesting that can set the bar right away. So they got to get the story correctly.
I have one more. Where the bloody hell is Silver Sable?
Oh my god, I forgot about. Where is Sable? Where is she?
I'm okay with Felicia Hardy. I'm okay with that. But god damn it,
Where's Sable?
we need Silver
Where is
Sable.
she?
Where? Because it's perfect. It is so perfect. We're missing the one. And she was actually in one of the comics, she was Spider-Man's love interest. She
True.
was. And they did kiss and everything. They did kiss. They did and have that relationship. That has happened. That is in the comics. But where is Silver Sable? I would pay. I would buy everybody in this room if Silver Sable was a movie. I would buy Joker a ticket. I would buy everybody a fucking ticket. I would buy out the entire theater. I don't care how much it costs. I would buy out the entire theater area just for that. Be like, hi, welcome. Here you go. Here's the ticket. Here's the ticket. Oh, I like your Silver Sable shirt. Here you go. Here's the ticket. I would just be right there. Give me Silver Sable, please.
Banshee.
Banshee, where the fuck are these women at? These people are being overlooked.
I'm actually. Yeah, they are being overlooked. So I'm actually on the list right now because I'm like, how many freaking X-Men? Because I'm on Wikipedia right now, the X-Men members. So I'm like, man, I know Mimic was in the third movie for X-Men: The Last Stand. I'm like, okay, there's that as well. Oh, that was her name. Years ago. Because I was looking at one, I was like, okay, damn. Yeah, Sheen Cassidy. Where's she? What else we got here? The Uncanny X-Men. Shadow Hat again. Dazzler? Oh, damn.
Oh,
That could be it.
Dazzler, actually give me the classic
Allison
X-Men.
L. Brie. Uncanny X-Men. February 1980. Oh, wow. She's that old. Wow.
Give me Dazzler, the classic one.
Again,
Crap.
I know they choose Shane Tatum. Please put Mr. Gambit back into the X-Men. Yeah, that's her right there. So.
Ooh, okay, I could work with that one.
There you go. There you go, Sydney. I found the actual character. There you go. Okay, hold on. There's Banshee right there in 2011. So like, yeah, get some of these females in there, and the guys that we don't see quite as often. Who else we got? Oh, who's this one?
Ooh,
Stacy X.
Stacy X.
Let's
Let's see.
Ripcord.
Oh, Ripcord. Of course. I thought she looked familiar.
This is I can see why it's Ripcord, but I mean, look at that core. Like, damn, holy shit, she really works out. Like, holy crap, he works out. Uncanny X-Men 2001 story, X-Men New Mutants. See, I wish we had Vaughn here right now, or somebody, because there are so many. North Star. I got it. This is my biggest gamble. They apologized to Rob Liefeld. Give me his X-Men lineup.
Oh.
The characters he created.
Yes.
Give me them. They
Joker.
apologize to Rob Liefeld. They say, "We're sorry, Rob. We're really sorry." They go on his knees, beg down. Would you like to write for your Task Force X?
Yes, Task Force X. Yes.
A proper Task Force X movie line with his characters, with his team up. Because they did the whole. Because remember, he did take over the X-Men lineup for a while. Because they were doing the whole Uncanny X-Men. Because around. Was it Uncanny X-Men or. Was it Uncanny X-Men? Because. He was working with DC for Hawk and Dove for a while. That limited series. Yeah. There's a whole problem with him and DC working together. But behind the scenes, he's negotiating to go over to Marvel because, the guy who was in charge of the X-Men lineup of families was promoted because he got the Incredible Hulk sales up due to that excellent writer they had, along with a little Todd McFarlane. And then it's like, you want to come over here to us? And then, Todd, Rob Liefeld is drawing the X-Men characters now. Because let me try to find that video again, because I know it's here somewhere. There it is. Man, I hate these ads. I hate these ads so much. Okay, go away. Go. Right here. Yeah, because because Ed Harris boosted the sales of the Incredible Hulk because of Peter David's run for the Hulk and Todd's everything. Yeah, the whole X Factor, the New Mutants. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I'm watching the video right now because I want to show right now because it's going to get copyright and everything. Like, I can show one clip. I'll show one clip.
Okay.
Give me this guy. Who is this guy? Give me him.
Oh,
This is Liefeld's characters. Give me him. Give me him. You can hate Liefeld all you want, but the man knew how to draw some cool characters. Yeah, his New Mutant lineup. Like, again, here's another still. Like, give me this, make this the poster for the movie. You apologize to Rob Liefeld. He writes it or has some good writers. Give me this poster. Give me these characters. Do it. Do it. That's how you get people back into the movie theaters.
Exactly. And we would have a resurgence too.
But anyways, that's going to do it for us tonight, guys.
Also, I have one last thing before we go. My gem case showed up, and already I have it going. I have it. Unfortunately, Amethyst and a few others, including the Rough Emerald, could not fit the case, so I'm going to be getting smaller samples of those. However, Knightcast on, let's see. Actually, I might do it on the 22nd. I'm going to drop this little hint, and that'll be the end of it. On the 22nd, I am getting a stone that is going to be arriving here. This stone is literally the rarest in the world, and only 1% of the population has it. And I'm a few one of those.
Wow, you're in the 1%.
But I will unveil it when it arrives here on the depending if I'm working or not, but it will be here depending on what time. If anything, if it arrives before Nightcast, great. If not, I could save it for the watch party. I could save it for like a special edition. But I'm genuinely excited, and I have a lot more coming pretty soon. We had a good time tonight, and luckily it was good news than the crappy news.
And some awesome speculation, because seriously, if they do like a Rob Liefeld X-Force run of movies, with apologizing to Rob, like he's on the actual movie set as a producer, that would get people to come in. It's like, hey, X-Force, sweet.
Also, Neri, the Michael movie is looking fantastic. I'm excited. So far,
it is crazy for that one clip how good they got it to be. I hope the rest of the movie is like that, and they learn their lesson.
Did see at work yesterday. I did see it a little far ahead of what we're going to be having coming up. I saw a bit of a poster of the Michael movie. He's in the iconic outfit, the Thriller outfit.
I did see that for the trailer for the movie years ago, and it's like, ooh, like he's in it. So
I can't wait either.
We have to wait doing that with him and Taryn, because both him and Taryn were wearing their respective singer outfits. Like Taryn did wear that heavy baseball one for Elton. I'm like, ooh, that thing was heavy.
It did.
I'm like, shorter than Elton at that time. Like,
I was just looking. I'm like, he has got to be sweating in that thing. But ladies and gentlemen, big thank you, Joker. How are we for tomorrow night?
We should be good still.
Alrighty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get on out of here. Tune in tomorrow night. We're gonna be doing the watch party again. The link will be provided. We encourage people to come on by, hang out with us.
Kelly. You're always welcome.
Yes, and and also join in on discussions if you like. We always read the chat too. We always read the chat as well and everything. And but But ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited going forward. I am very excited. I wish I could tell you what the stone is, but you're gonna have to
The
wait.
anticipation, the buildup.
Yep. And when you guys see it, it's gonna be a
I
party.
might be shocked. I'm getting a little excited for this, Mike.
But I love each and every one of you. Thank you for making Nightcast amazing. We love doing this. I love doing Nightcast. It's a nice way of balancing things out after the chaos of last night on Crash Team Racing. Oh my lord. Oh man, I was sweating. But anyway, guys, check out everybody's channels. We'll see you all later. Bye, guys.